Read at least 100 pages every day. Day 1. This is day 2 of the reading challenge. This is day 3, day 4. This is day 5. Good morning is day 6 of my reading challenge. It's day 7. I'm starting a new 100 pages a day reading challenge. My goal is simple. Read at least 100 pages every day. I will update my progress daily, whether I hit the goal or not, and share my thoughts about the book. I really love doing these reading challenges. They help me read more efficiently and stay focused. For this challenge, I'm going to read 2 books. The first one is The Door by Magda Szabó. It's a novel about the relationship between a writer and her housekeeper. I actually read another book by Magda Szabó, Abigail, in one of my previous reading challenges. The second book I'm going to read in this challenge is classic that many of you probably know or have already read it. Eyre by Charlotte Brontë. I've known about this book for years, but this will be my first time actually reading it. The Door has about 260 pages, and Eyre has about 500 pages, so that's a total of about 760 pages. I'm going to try to finish both books in a week. In my previous 100 pages a day reading challenges, I always had 1, 2, or even 3 days where I couldn't reach 100 pages. Sometimes because I scrolled too much on my phone, watched the football games, or was simply too sleepy. So let's see if I can hit the goal every day in this challenge. I'm excited to start these 2 books. I'm actually very energetic at the beginning of a reading challenge and tired near the end. But okay, let's see how it goes. So day 1 starts now. I'm going to start reading The Door by Magda Szabó. This is day 2 of the reading challenge. Yesterday I read exactly 100 pages of The Door, and I'm about 35% through the book. The story is narrated by the writer, who is also the lady of the house. What makes the story so interesting is the housekeeper, Emrys. She is an extremely mysterious person. She does her work well, speaks very little about herself, and talks to her employer with a kind of matter-of-fact familiarity. She never lets anyone enter her home, and no one knows what is behind the door. Another interesting detail involves the dog the couple rescued. Even though the writer and the husband take care of him, the dog is absolutely devoted to Emrys. When he doesn't see her, he becomes sad. And strangely, even though Emrys sometimes gets angry and hits him, he still adores her. The relationship between Emrys and the writer isn't very good at first, but there is a turning point. A friend of Emrys promised to visit but didn't show up. The writer went on to check Emrys because she didn't want her to feel hurt. From that moment, Emrys' attitude begins to change. Emrys even talks to the writer about her marriage, though in her own blunt, difficult way. Then one day, Amaranth intends to leave the job. The writer realizes she has started to care about her deeply. What makes me really curious is the line at the very beginning of the novel, where the narrator says she killed Amaranth. I still can't imagine why or how, and it makes me want to keep reading to find the answer. Oh, and I'm also watching a TV series that I really enjoy. The name is All Her Fault. I'm on episode 4. It's about a mother who can't find her son, and the whole series revolves around uncovering what happened and who is responsible. There is a line from the detective that stuck with me. Those good people kill each other. It adds an interesting layer to the story. I haven't finished the show yet, but I highly recommend it so far. Okay, I'm going to keep reading. This is day 3 of my reading challenge. Yesterday I read 123 pages of The Door, so I hit the goal. And this morning I read another 46 pages and finished the book. And wow, what can I even say? It's incredible. Amaranth is such a unique character. She has an iron will, a sharp mind, and a completely distinct way of understanding the world. Her relationship with the writer is fascinating, but what moved me just as much were her relationships with the dog and the cats. Everything about her toughness, her contradictions, her hidden tenderness, just stay with you. I love Amaranth. I don't want to spoil too many details, but here is one quote that I want to share. We were standing at the window above the street light, whose rays floated in even the wildest snowstorms, gazing in wonder at the winter and the feathery flakes dancing, when suddenly the image of Amaranth swarmed into our picture of the street. She was sweeping her headscarf Her shoulders and her back were turning white under a thick veil of snow. She was sweeping on Christmas Eve because the pavement couldn't be left uncleared. If you have read the book, you will know exactly why this scene is so moving. At first, I didn't expect this book to hit me this hard, but the deeper I went into the story, the more I loved it. This is officially my favorite book of the year. I highly recommend it. Next, I'm going to start my second book, Jane Eyre by Charlotte Brontë. It's day 4. Yesterday, I finished The Door and I read 54 pages of Jane Eyre. So overall, I read 100 pages and reached my goal. I'm now about 10% through Jane Eyre. So far, I'm really enjoying the book. It tells the story of Jane, who is living with her aunt after her parents died, but she's treated very badly. Her aunt often says cruel things about her that aren't true, and even allows her own children to bully and hurt Jane. Jane is such a sweet and smart girl. She is kind and gentle. She feeds birds on the windowsill with her own bread, and she cares deeply about her doll, wondering if it's happy as she sleeps with it every night. These small details make her character feel very tender and real. At this point in the story, Jane gets the opportunity to study at a school, and she has just arrived there. So far, the story strangely reminds me a little of Harry Potter. Okay, I will keep reading. This is day 5 of my reading challenge, and it's snowing outside. Yesterday, I read 100 pages of Jane Eyre, so I reached my goal again. That means I've hit my target for all 5 days so far. Let's see if I can keep it up. I'm now on page 155, 29% through the book. Jane's description of her journey is so vivid and enjoyable to read. She's incredibly intelligent and has a strong sense of her own opinions, even though she has experienced a lot of mistreatment. I don't feel sad while reading her story. Instead, I feel her inner strength. Her time at school is not easy. The head of school is a cruel man who treats her much as her aunt did. And even the food at school is poor. Still, she makes a friend there. A girl named Helen, I think. She's very wise, and reading about their friendship is both moving and comforting. Jane is clearly someone who wants to see a wider world. Eventually, she finds a job as a teacher for a young girl at a wealthy household. Her experience there is quite good, but she's still thinking about something bigger, something beyond her current life. I don't know what will happen next, but I'm very curious to find out. So I will keep reading. Good morning, it's day 6 of my reading challenge. Yesterday I didn't reach the goal. I read 67 pages of Jane Eyre. I really did try, but I didn't read much in the morning. And even though I tried to catch up in the afternoon, I ended up watching football games instead. So I didn't manage to hit 100 pages on day 5. To be honest, Jane Eyre isn't the easiest book to read. Maybe it is because the time period it is written in. Right now, the story focuses on Jane's experiences with the master of the house where she works, Mr. Rochester, and her observations of the people who come to visit him. At this moment, I don't find this part especially interesting, and the pace feels a little bit slow to me, but I'm not going to give up. Today I'm going to read more, definitely more, and try to make up for yesterday. It's day 7. This is my guide. Yesterday I read 100 pages of Jane Eyre, so I reached the goal. I'm now on page 321, 62% through the book. So I have about 200 pages left, but less than 200 pages. Jane Eyre is a long novel. At this point, I don't think I can finish the book today because it isn't the easiest to read. The story is still mainly focused on the relationship between Jane and Mr. Rochester, especially their conversations and interactions. I'm not entirely sure where the story is heading next, but I'm curious enough to keep reading. I'm going to continue reading today and see how many pages I can read. Let's see how it goes. I finished the Jane Eyre. I skimmed reading the last part of the book. Overall, the book didn't really work for me. I understand why it's considered a classic, and I can appreciate Jane as a strong, independent character, especially given the time period. But personally, the story didn't fully capture my interest. The pacing felt slow, and the emotional payoff didn't resonate with me the way I hoped it would. So that's it. That's the end of this 100 pages a day reading challenge. In this reading challenge, I read a total of about 780 pages across 2 very different books in 7 days. The Door completely exceeded my expectation and became my favorite book of the year. It reminded me why I love reading so much and how powerful character-driven story can be. Jane Eyre, on the other hand, was more challenging for me. Even though I finished it, it didn't leave a strong impression, and that's part of the reading experience too. Not every classic will become a personal favorite. Overall, I'm really glad I did this challenge. Reading every day helped me stay disciplined, more focused, and more intentional with my time, even on the days I didn't hit the goal. So if you are thinking about doing a reading challenge yourself, I highly recommend trying it, even for a shorter period. If this video is helpful or inspiring for you, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. And if you have any book recommendations for me, please leave them in the comments. I'd love to know what I should read next. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.